Let's talk about why mediocrity will never do. Hey guys, welcome to another Mind Right Monday. I'm your host, Bonnie Kelly. Today we're talking about mediocrity. That's a funny word, isn't it? Mediocrity. Am I even saying that correctly? Am I saying that right? Mediocrity. Let's talk about that. It's like being mediocre, being okay, normal, fine, good. Think about how often in our lives that we settle for mediocrity. For, yeah, how are you doing? I'm fine. I'm okay. Things are good. When someone asks you, how are you doing? What would be wrong with saying, I'm epic, I'm great, I'm fantastic? Or being honest and saying, well, shit's kind of heavy right now. Or stuff is a little bit hard. I'm challenged right now. How are you? You see, if we can get out of the mediocre responses and we can get out of that mediocre mindset of where things are comfortable and safe and fine and get into a place of spectacular, awesome, epic, great, we would totally live a life that is with so much more fulfillment and meaning. So to help you start doing that, I have a great quote I want to share with you with some 3 different ideas on how you can start to smush and smash mediocre in the pants. Kind of rhymed. Mediocrity will never do. You are capable of something better. I want you to think about the greats for a moment. Think about Tony Robbins, Oprah, even Gandhi, or the Dalai Lama. If they just lived a life that was mediocre, are they really going to accomplish greatness? Are they going to have the success, or are they going to make the impact in this world that they did? No, the answer would be absolutely not. In fact, they had to be extraordinary versions of themselves. They had to constantly challenge the status quo and be relentless about finding ways to do better and to be better in their lives for not just themselves, but for others. If all of us can accept and adopt this mindset that being fine, okay, and mediocre is not acceptable, that we deserve and are capable of so much more and of so many more wonderful things, then this world would be a much different place. So let's talk about a few ways that you can begin to kick mediocre in the butt. Starting with, the world is already filled with mediocrity. So don't settle for adding more white noise. So if mediocrity was a color, it would be bland, it would be white, it would be blah. Now don't get me wrong, I do love wearing white jeans or a cute little white shirt or having amazing white couches in my house. However, I also know that white can be boring. That's why you'll see splashes of blue and splashes of other colors in my living room, in my house, in my space, because I don't want to be boring. I want to be colorful and bright. And so when we think about our lives and think about our attitudes, if we have a mediocre attitude, we're going to have a blah, bland life, a blah, bland mindset. And guess what you're going to have in business? Blah and bland. So we want to add some spark and some color. So this week, I would recommend finding a color that really is vibrant and screams your personality and wear that this week. Add a little splash of it at your work or in your car or in your hair or as your outfit or as jewelry. Find something to really start creating that vibration. And every time you see or notice you're wearing or have that color around you, remind yourself that mediocre is not okay. I choose to be great. All right, so here's my next one, which is, you grow and develop as a person when you set out to do more than is merely expected or required. This goes into that mindset of above and beyond. And I really want you to apply this to your own personal life. Where have you settled for okay or things are fine? Now, I know a lot of times we do that in our own relationships. We can get set into kind of a rut of how things are we're existing and coexisting. And this is normal sometimes when we have all of these responsibilities. Our fun and spontaneity and like festivity aspects of ourselves can go to the wayside. So I want you to think about, where do you need to add some more of that flair and that color and that excitement back into your life? And that might mean you and your spouse need to have a date night. That might mean that you guys need to get a babysitter. That might mean that you guys need to go for evening walks and sunset walks and shake things up a little bit so we're not doing the same old thing. You see, every aspect of your life can be evolved into something better. Nothing is permanent. Actually, Plato said that best. He said that the only constant is change. So we have to recognize that everything can be and will be changed if you put the energy and intention into it. So think about the areas where you're mediocre in your life, that you're kind of bland and just white, and just start splashing some color on there so you can be more vibrant, alive, and more authentically you. Okay, this leads me to my third and final one, which is people who tend to pursue excellence have less stress in their lives. It's funny because I say this and I totally was just asking in my head, I'm like, is this really true? Do we have less stress when we're striving for excellence? And I think as long as you aren't taking yourself so seriously, then this third one is absolutely true. So when we are striving for excellence, greatness, right? People who are getting into that space who don't struggle with perfectionism. Now, if you struggle with perfectionism and you're striving for excellence and greatness, that's a different type of motivator that's going to be fueling you. Go watch our Recovering Perfectionist YouTube video. It's somewhere on my channel. All right, but if you really are striving for excellence and you're in this mindset that you are wanting to be better, you want to do better, that you're excited about this, recognize that you also have to acknowledge that failure and stumbling and entering into the unknown and fear and all of these other things are going to follow. It was Christopher Columbus who said that nothing great can be accomplished unless you're willing to lose sight of the shore. But just like on a great voyage, just like the one he took to find the Americas and to find other land outside of what they knew and the limited perception that society had of how the world was shaped and their limited perception, he had to be willing to lose sight of shore and trust that there was going to be dangers and perils. So when you strive for excellence, a lot of times the stress is going to be reduced because you actually expect for things to kind of get shaken up, but you trust and you feel confident in knowing that eventually you'll get through it and that you're more than capable of handling it. So hopefully this week has helped you kind of spark some ideas of getting out of a mediocre life. You are only here for a short period of time, and life is way too short to be miserable. If you need help with this, you've got to come connect with us. Not only do I have an amazing academy just for people like you who are absolutely 100% over it. And when I say over it, you are over the mediocrity, you're over the limitations, you're over the fear, the doubt, the insecurities, and constantly being in lack or struggle. If you're at that stage of your life where you're saying, no more, I can be better, do better, and have better, then you absolutely need to come connect with me. It's easy. Here's the web link below, and you can just reach out and connect to anyone on my team or in my office. We'll be happy to reach back out to you and tell you all about what you can do in the way we can help you become more than mediocre, be extraordinary version of you. All right, that's it for me this week. I'm Bonnie Kelly. Did you enjoy this week's video? As I mentioned, we have an amazing academy to help people just like you get over it. Whether you're trying to get over a past or insecurity, doubt, limiting belief, or whatever it is that you're struggling with in your life, we have a year-long academy for people just like you. Now, this is not for the faint-hearted. This academy requires work. In fact, you're going to have hundreds of pages of worksheets that you're going to be working on and better understanding you and changing the neuroplasticity of the mind and your autopilot and helping you unleash the absolute best, most remarkable, most compassionate, and truest version of you imaginable. If you've been desperately seeking for some answers, and you've done some work, but you're still in your own way, I encourage you to connect with us because we have the solution you're looking for. Click the link below to the Over It Academy, and I'll see you there. Mwah.